My friends, the Darkmoon Faire has finally arrived. It's Omleet, and I'm here to give you the real best way to spend your tickets on this Darkmoon Faire prize wheel. And the reason I say that is because everyone's going to have a different amount of tickets. So I think it's really important to plan out your path in advance to get an idea of where you're actually trying to achieve. Because if you're even one ticket short, you're not going to be able to hit those prize markers, and therefore the amount of value you're going to get is going to be less. So it's really important to plan out ahead. And basically how it works is you get 3 daily challenges a day. Each one gives you 100, and then you get 1,000 for the weekly challenge. And everyone in your guild contributes. Each ticket that they earn, you earn. And so it's this nice, big, conglomerate effort by everyone in your guild towards 46,500 maximum tickets you're going to be getting. So this is a really neat little guild thing that they've added to the game. So I came up with this table here that compares the items, their ticket costs, their gold value based off of an arbitrary number that the game selected, and the gold per ticket that you get for buying this item from the prize wheel. And based off this, we know that the megatomes are actually worth the most gold per ticket spent. And the gold is probably going to be the best things that you're trying to buy because it gives you the most freedom to buy new stars and upgrade units, particularly if you are a lower spender. And this arc energy is the worst item in the entire prize wheel at the very bottom. So based off of that, we can optimize our path through this prize wheel to get the most value based off of what we're trying to buy. Now, I think the most obvious part of the path, the straight path, is very easy to calculate, but it gets a little bit more nuanced as you get deeper in. So by yourself, you can earn 3,100 tickets. Your guild has a potential of earning 43,400 tickets for a total of 46,500 tickets. But realistically, this is not very feasible for most guilds. Most guilds are probably going to earn less than 30,000 tickets, if I had to guess, just because you're going to have people who are AFK, you're going to have people that are not ready to do it, and the amount of effort required to get all those tickets, it's not going to be possible to get everyone to do every single daily, every single day, and it's just not realistic to assume that's going to happen. So I would imagine average guild probably going to earn less than 30,000 tickets. If you're in a moderately active one, maybe 35,000 is realistic. And based off of that knowledge, you can kind of tailor your path for the rewards that you're going to be picking throughout this. So how this is going to work is I've tiered the different paths based off of how many tickets you have available to you. And this allows you to make a more informed decision on what you should try and go after in this pathway. So I just want to start off with the top left here. We have these pink items, and the pink items are the Modest Tome for 200 tickets, the 150 gold for 1,100 tickets, and the Major Tome for 900 tickets. And basically, you're using your leftover tickets on these 3 items because most of the value is on the right side of the tree, and you should be trying to pursue everything on the right side of the tree first. But once you run out of tickets and you only have a few left over, 1,300 or so, you should try and go after that gold to finish off and get as much value as you can, because 1,300 tickets is really good value for that gold. So starting off on the right here, we have the first tier, which is the first 3 rows, including the gold satchel, the Modest Tome, the second gold satchel, and row 3 for 225 gold. And we have the Megatome on the right. And that will cost you 4,500 tickets to achieve. And you'll note here, you get 300 gold plus a Megatome for doing that, which is really, really good value. Now, some people would say the Megatome is not necessarily a mandatory pick, but it's basically worth 500 gold, if I recall correctly. And it's 500 gold for 1,100 tickets, which is one of the best ratios in there. It's basically half a gold for every ticket that you spend, which is more than 10 times some of the other value in here. Now, you may hit a bunch of dud minis that are not really worth it. So if you have 4,500 tickets only, I would suggest going for those 4 on the right side. And then if you have 5,800 tickets, I'd go back and I would grab those optional ones at the top left. Now, if you have 7,800 tickets, I would push for that second Megatome in the middle. I would go through the avatar. The avatar is going to gain value over time. The mini on the right is going to lose value over time, but it is technically more value than the avatar for your account progression. And the Megatome for 1,800 is really good value. Again, it's still 10 times more valuable than a lot of the other things in this grid. So once you get that, you can then progress towards the second money bag at 13,800 tickets. And that's going to give you an additional 300 gold that is really nice for progressing. Gold is one of the best values you can get in here simply because it price per ticket per gold value is really high, and it gives you the most freedom in trying to upgrade your minis by allowing you to pick stars and target mini upgrades. So next we have this blue section here, and it requires that you have 28,000 tickets. If you do not have that many, then you will not be able to afford the gold at the bottom right. And that's for the 450 gold at the bottom right of this grid. And that is a very big ask, so make sure that you have 27,800 tickets before you push down into that 450 gold. And then you can go back up to the top left with the additional 1,300 that you have for the remaining 150 gold. If you do not have 27,800 tickets, then you're not going to really want to go into the bottom right of the tree at all because it's just a waste. And instead, you're going to want to go for this arc energy. It's not going to be immediately useful to you, particularly if you are a low spender, but in the future, it will probably have more value, and you are going to get the most value per ticket spent in this area. And any other leftover tickets you can spend on the experience tomes or the mini tokens if you're able to afford them. The Epic Core is not very good value for most players. And then finally, if you are in like the most top tier progressed guild, you can go down the bottom left to try and pick up that final 450 gold. But it's going to require a lot of tickets, over 40,000, which only the top guilds are going to be able to achieve based off of the amount of activity that's required to farm all that. So remember, the Darkmoon Faire is only going to last for a week. We're not entirely sure when the tickets will be converted to Arclight Energy. Basically, your excess tickets are going to be converted at some point. We don't know when. It is a really bad rate. So make sure you spend as many tickets as possible. You got to wait until the end to know how many tickets you have, and then spend it on the 6th or 7th day to be certain that you're buying the best path that you can. And then check the remaining timer on your weekly quest for Darkmoon Faire. If you're uncertain how much time is remaining, that's going to give you the best idea of when the Darkmoon Faire is going to end. This has been a really cool event, and I'm just excited that we're finally getting some content in this game. I mean, even though it's not like the stuff that was promised at BlizzCon, it really is a step in the right direction because it's revitalizing one of the core gameplay mechanics that is fundamental for just doing things in the game. It's something everyone has access to, and I really hope that Blizzard continues to iterate on what exists and makes it better. So thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Take it easy, all. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.